I wanted to have a conversation with you today about what I learned from recruiting over 100 real estate agents in the past 12 months. So, my name is Paul Gilsdorf. I'm based out of Portland, Oregon, and I help run both a brokerage model here and I recruit for a team model as well. So, I'm the recipient for the Growth Partner Award of 2025 for Keller Williams internationally, which basically means for the global brand of Keller Williams with about 180,000 agents in it, that I brought in more agents than any other leader within Keller Williams. So it's an honor to have that. I just thought I'd share some of the knowledge that I've picked up. But my background in real estate, specifically leadership within real estate, is a bit unique than most leaders. So I graduated from Harvard with a master's in business and finance and immediately jumped into helping run a real estate team and eventually worked my way up through different opportunities within real estate. But I picked up on a skill that a lot of people struggle with within real estate leadership, which is recruiting. I found that there's a few resources out there from a few different names, but there wasn't really a great solid source on how do I structure recruiting? What do I do? How do I say what I want to say? How do I get the right people into my organization? And how do I properly grow, right? As real estate agents, when we want to grow our business, we have a coach to do that. Why isn't anyone coaching us on recruiting? And so that's my objective with this video. If you are a leader, stick around towards the end because I'm going to share my contact information on this. I am more than happy to share any of the resources that I've developed with you. So any of the scripts that I have, any of the email campaigns, job posts, anything like that, I don't pay any money for any of my recruiting. So I don't pay any lead services. I don't have an ISA setting appointments for me or anything. It's just natural hustle and hard work. So I'm going to share those resources with you today as well. But I'm going to go through, we have 3 fundamentals to building out a real estate organization and the growth model behind it. So I've come up with these 3. I'm going to share them with you and let me know if I can help you beyond that. Number 1. So number 1 is you have to have a model that's attractive and it has enough value to get the right people into place. So if you've been at multiple brokerages like I have, you may have felt at some point in your career, especially as a leader if you're recruiting, man, I don't know if I would personally be willing to join this organization as an agent. If you feel that way about your team or your brokerage, you have something else that you need to fix before you get into recruiting. So what that looks like is it looks like getting the right leadership in place before you ever go into growth mode, and that is more specific recruiting of the right people and more surgical than it is just kind of the mass, let's find some agents. So that's a part of it, right? You need to make sure that you have the value there. Second part of this first tactic is we need to make sure that we have opportunities for everyone. There's going to be the brand new agent. I just got my license. What do I do? What do I say? How do I make some money? There's going to be the person who is, I'm closing 3 to 5 a year. How can I get to a place where I'm doing 25, 30 a year? You're going to have the person who's doing 25, 30 a year that's going to come to you and say, how can I make sure I'm making more money, but I'm not working myself to death? I want to make sure I'm only working 40 hours a week and I need leverage, but I don't want that leverage to cost me money. So make sure you can do that for them as well. And then the other person that you want is the leader, right? Someone who's coming into your organization and saying, hey, listen, I've put my money where my mouth is. I know what I'm doing. I've proved myself. I want bigger. I want opportunity. So how can we give that to the person, right? So you cannot just have a one size fits all because you're only going to get 1 out of 4 of those categories. So make sure you have opportunity or you can create opportunity for all 4 of those people. So that's going to get us into number 2. All right, the core part of number 2 is I need you to learn how to communicate this value that we just created in number 1 in such a way that people actually listen, right? This is the hard part. So I need you to change the hat that you have on right now. I don't want you to have on a recruiter hat. I want you to have on a mentor and coach hat when you're doing this part. So when you are coaching your agents, no matter which category they're in, when you're coaching these individuals and how can we get to the next level in their career, you ask questions. You make sure that they're heard, you understand their unique situation, and you speak to them in such a way that they understand because you've taken the time to get to know them. So it's the same exact thing when you're sitting down for the initial interview or the initial conversation. Recruiting real estate agents is not being a salesperson. So it's not coming in here and pitching them and talking over them and telling them about how great your brokerage is. And I like to tell this to leaders, and I usually get a chuckle out of it when I do. But if you have a slideshow for recruiting, please hit delete on your slideshow. Something magical happens when you put on a slideshow during this initial interview, which is people's eyes gloss over, they go into the back of their heads, and they cannot wait to get out of that meeting with you. And that's when you get into the really quiet person that's not in their head. Yeah, I'll let you know. Okay, let me think it over. Let me talk to my spouse. I'll give you an answer. All right, that's how you get into that conversation, is give them a slideshow. So ask questions intentionally. Make sure they're heard, and then figure out wholesomely for this person, which category should we be putting them in that actually gets them to the next level of their career? What do they need? Educate them, coach them, mentor them. Tell them about your value when you're doing that. So what you're finding is, okay, Sally Sue, based on who you are as a unique person, I believe that you need XYZ in your business to get to that next level that you told me you're looking to get to. The next part of that conversation is, here's how my brand gives you XYZ. And you plug it in such a way that it's unique to them. So one of the questions I always ask is, what are you looking for? Right? They're going to tell you exactly what they want. And so if they tell you, I'm looking for this, talk to them about that, right? Don't go on a tangent about something they didn't even mention they're looking for. Mention it. If they're curious, go into more depth, but be specific to them. So that's really going to help you get past the interview. Metrics-wise, I'm going to expect 1 out of every 3 people that I meet with will actually end up onboarding with us. I like to track that. If I am beyond that, I'm probably doing something wrong. If I'm below that, maybe I'm focusing on new agents too much. Or maybe I'm just really great that month. Who knows? But that's number 2. So be specific to the person. Ask them questions. Explore who they are. Be specific. Let's talk about my third and most important part of how we can grow an organization through recruiting for real estate agents. So number 3 is the same exact conversation that we have with an agent who is not producing. I need you to be doing the reps. I need you to be in conversation with people. I don't care how you get into conversation with people. Going back to that agent side, you could cold call expireds. If that's not your personality type, let's get you in open houses. If that's not your personality type, let's get you sending letters, right? I don't care what you do. I have a list of probably 20 things that we could be doing, but I need you having conversations with people and getting into a relationship. Having a conversation leads to setting an appointment, whether that's the agent or whether that's the leader growing your organization. Setting the appointment leads to people joining your organization. People joining your organization leads to profit and revenue. 1, and most importantly, for the agent, because you're helping them accomplish their goals. But number 2, if I'm helping you win, right, we're going to win as well, because this is a win-win for-profit organization. So eventually it's going to trickle down to the bottom line for you leaders. So I need you getting into mass action and having conversations with people. This could look like cold calling agents, if that's your personality type. This could look like sending email campaigns. I do free job posts that get me pretty good traction. This could look like you go into open houses and meeting people, coaching the agents within your organization on how to give you referrals, being really active with broker opens and going and meeting people there. Right? There are so many different ways that we could be getting in a conversation with agents. I don't care how you do it, just do it. Right? So it's the same exact thing as when we are coaching agents. All right, so I gave you guys my 3 core competencies of this. Number 1, have a value. People are not going to be joining you if you do not have the value worth joining. Number 2, I need you to coach people, mentor people. Do not be a salesperson, right? People do not want to join the car salesman. People want to join the person who's going to help take them to the next level in their business. So show them the competency that you know how to do that and you understand them as a unique person. And number 3, I need you getting into conversation with agents. So there are 2 types of people that I'm going to encourage you to reach out to me if you fall into one of these 2 categories. Number 1, if you are a leader of an organization and you are looking to grow out either your brokerage or your team, email me. My email is paulgilsdorf1@gmail.com, and I'm going to put it below this video as well. I am happy to share all of my resources. I'm also happy to do a free strategy session with you and just talk about, what do I do that works? What are you guys trying to do? What can I give you some quick advice for and set you in the right direction? Number 2, second type of person. If you are an agent that's just kind of watching this out of curiosity and wondering how leadership works, and you're curious about exploring different brokerage opportunities, whether you're in Portland, Oregon, or you're anywhere else in the world, feel free to reach out to me. You're welcome to email me. I'm happy to talk through what should you be asking, what should you be looking for based on your unique situation and scenario. And I'll kind of ask you some questions that I typically ask agents when I'm coaching and mentoring them on the next step in their career, and help you uncover, okay, what type of opportunity should you be looking for? I've worked in real estate in 4 different states now and all across the country, right? And so I know kind of what exists and what doesn't. It's not specific to Portland, Oregon. Feel free to reach out to me. Thank you guys so much for joining today. It was a pleasure having you here. And if I can help with anything, reach out. So again, my email is paulgilsdorf1@gmail.com. Thanks, guys.